They'll blanket you in Wi-Fi and profit off the radiation. Congregation collecting the people for that Satan. I keeps it blazing, cause I can read between the lines. I ain't blind, we unwind what they're really saying. Genetically modify what you're tasting. Don't need that cottage promise, so now you live up in your mom's basement. Redesign time so your mind is always wasted. Program to crave the basics. Keep the beta in stasis. Pay the state, kid. You're in debt for being born. Messengers are more than just the price for being warned. Don't be alarmed. Disconnect from their machinations. Stop subscribing to the folly of all nations. Bone breaking ain't the answer, cause they seek the ownership of souls. Spread the seeds and watch them grow. Break the chains of control. Break the chains of control.
Sweet eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful, friends. Oh, welcome back to Rogue Ways, where tonight we have the rewarding opportunity to talk to a true Renaissance man, a student of history and tactical progression and defense, a believer in self-responsibility as the way, a true prepper of the actual, factual, practical approach, a martial artist, an author, an artist, and a philosopher, as well as so many more things that we couldn't possibly list here. The man of a million hats and paths, Stefan Verstappen. So nice to have you back on Rogue Ways. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. Wow, what an intro. Holy jeez.
I aim to please. I'm glad it delights you.
Yes, I am pleased.
Good.
You may live.
Well, I do want to say thank you to each and every person out there listening to Rogue Ways who likes, subscribes, shares, chats in our community where we've got a bunch of people live right now. And if you're anywhere but Rockfin, you should head to Rockfin because very soon I'm going to cancel the feeds everywhere else so that we can speak freely and not be censored and talk about anything we want in any way we want, because that's what humans should be able to do. And we can do that on Rockfin. So if you are watching somewhere else, just click the link right below you and you'll hop right over. It's free, it's easy, and you can meet us there. And if you are listening out there on the podcast, we love you too, even though we never get to interact with you. Come say hi sometime in the chat any Sunday, Tuesday, or Thursday live on Rockfin. And sometimes on YouTube when we're feeling like we don't need to talk about things that get censored, but mostly on Rockfin. So, Stefan, the pointless question of the episode that I was going to ask you is, if you could live for any amount of time, what would be the perfect amount of time for you to live?
Oh, one of those questions. I think I've lived too long already.
You've already overstayed your welcome here.
Yeah, I really feel I've overstated here.
Oh, we want you to stay longer, though. We're selfish.
It looks like the party's over, you know.
It is looking like that.
And I'm just, trying to avoid stepping on all the people that are passed out all over the floor in their own vomit. Yeah, it's party's over, time to go home. But I think 200 years, but I don't even know if you'd want to live that long, you know. It gets old.
Yeah.
I was listening to Alan Watts earlier this afternoon, and Schopenhauer, and he was saying that once you've experienced it all once, everything else is just kind of mindless repetition. So after a while, it just becomes mindless repetition. Oh, the politicians lied. Oh no, they didn't keep their promises. Oh no. Oh, the big businessmen are taking advantage of young girls. Oh no. Psychopaths are running amok, robbing, raping, and murdering. Now I'm tired of it. It's boring. It's so repetitive. Politicians are scumbags. Oh no. Do I need to live another 200 years for me to fully appreciate the lessons that politicians are scumbags? And, no, you don't need to live that long. You can learn everything you need to learn in the first 40 years of your life. After that, it just kind of gets repetitive. And I'll be 65 in a month. And the last 25 years is, okay, what else is new,
Yeah, same old. There's nothing new under the sun. And, if you lived long enough, I wonder how many great resets you would see, because it seems like they may reset the world and society more often than we might think sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
It's the rise and fall of civilization. Oh, another civilization fell. Oh, another one's rising. Oh, it's now going corrupt. Oops, now it's falling again. Yeah. I think part of it, interestingly enough, is video and TV. I'll tell you why. Because now you can watch videos of people that you knew 50 years ago that were stars, 60 years ago that were young and beautiful and talented. And now you see them, they're 80, 90 years old. Oh my God, it's not pleasant at all. It's not pleasant at all. But what it does show you is the passage of time quickly. I think before we had, photographs and movies and videos and all that, we'd all be getting older together. We don't really understand that you go from, young and beautiful to old and haggard like really fast, and there's no coming back from old and haggard. And so, take advantage of your life while you can, and especially while you're young and beautiful. I did. So, anyways, yeah, I think, yeah, 200 years maximum. Um, but 40 years is okay too.
Yeah. It's a good amount of time. And the perspective changes as you go for sure. And like you said, once you've experienced everything, like I just always, when people would talk about, I want to live forever, and like these psychopaths talk about wanting to live forever, and I'm like, I don't understand that at all. I would never,
No.
ever consider living forever. If you offered it to me, I'd be like, that's not a gift, that's a curse. Like, I
Yeah.
think dying has a purpose, and I'm okay with that purpose. Like, I'm not, it's not like I'm like, come on, let's go, let's get it over with, but I'm also not worried about it at all. It can come whenever it
Yeah.
needs to.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
Well, now I'm going to cut the feeds everywhere but Rockfin. So if you're already on Rockfin, good job. We love you. We'll see more of you. And if you're not, head over there now. You can click below you and hop right over for free. So we love you and we want to talk freely, and we'll see you there